We are at Remington Park in Oklahoma City. Training race number 4 for the day, featuring 2-year-old quarter horses. We'll see the post parade here momentarily. I'm Keith Stallbories. I'm here with Jim Byers, who will help us out with analyzing these races and showing, introducing you to some of the more promising horses horses that may be showing some promise here. Here is the one horse in training race 4, Cowgirls Can Fly. Leo Alcala, the conditioner. The 2 horse, Bullet Prof. Buddy Clay, the trainer. Quetzal is trained by Luis Chavera. Quetzal, the 3 horse. Apolitical Time is the 4, Raul Ramirez Sr., the trainer. Electric Best Card is the 5, Jay Mancias, the conditioner. The 6 is I'm Riled Up, Pedro Hernandez Pulido, the trainer. Freckles Brown, the 7, Marico Lopez, the conditioner, excuse me. Rounding out this field, Just Taken Cash, trained by Dirk Perry. There's a look at the full field for you. Jim, what do you expect in this race, maybe?
Well, we have a really nice yearling purchase here in Apolitical Time, $87,000 at the Ruidoso Summer Yearling Sale. Raul Ramirez Sr. is the trainer, so I'm interested to see how he looks. He's an Apolitical Jess colt. Bred by Flag Ranch here in Oklahoma. I'm also curious to see Cowgirls Can Fly right on the inside. This Flying Cowboy 1-2-3 filly had a Red Earth Training Center workout on the 6th of February. 12.92 breezing. Just the fact that she has a published work is interesting. And also, Cowgirls Can Fly has been through the Heritage Place sales ring twice. About a year ago at the Winter Mixed Sale, she brought $11,500. Then they turned around and sold her to the Alcalas for $33,000 at the Heritage Place yearling sale in the fall. So her price went up considerably from winter to roughly September in those 2 different Heritage Place sales. That's an interesting development there. And so I'm curious to see how she fares down on the inside. There's also one in I'm Riled Up, number 6, who's buying a fancy PYC from a thoroughbred mare named Riled Up. Now, she didn't do anything on the racetrack. I think she was 0 for 8. But she's by Bluegrass Cat, who is a very well-bred thoroughbred stallion who traces his lineage all the way up to the Immortal Northern Dancer. And on Riled Up, the dam's female side, she goes right straight to Seattle Slew. So really interesting thoroughbred breeding on the dam side of this quarter horse I'm Riled Up through his mother. Now, as we mentioned, his mother couldn't get out of her own way, but you know, there's incredible breeding there, and that even does pass its way down here to I'm Riled Up, who is owned by Rhonda Valdivia. So I'm curious to see those 3, but there's Always some interesting runners in here. Quetzal from the Lou Chavira barn. They wanted $39,000 for him at the Heritage Place sale. Didn't get it, so he was an RNA, so he'll be interesting to watch as well. We've got some really high-priced yearlings coming up. In the very next race, we've got AJ Duchess, who is a $155,000 Heritage Place yearling purchase for Reliance Ranches and for trainer Cody Knoll. Cody Knoll and Reliance have more than $1.2 million in yearling purchases coming out to the races today and tomorrow, assuming they all go. That's coming up in the next race with AJ Duchess, who has a sibling, AJ Princess, who is also in today later on in the 8th race. So there's some really nice ones coming up today and tomorrow that we're looking forward to. This is training race 4. We've got 13 on tap today and tomorrow, leading up to the March 7th opening night here at Remington Park.
And they are beginning to make their way up towards the starting gate.
So we'll take a look at them here as they approach the gate. This is our first quarter horse schooling race of the card. The first 3 were for paints and apps. And as you see, they're approaching the gate here. Gate crew working overtime here these next couple of days. 13 races, all of them with unraced in the evening at least. Not necessarily unschooled. They've most likely all been to the gate in the mornings, but horses that have not faced the rigors of racing. So that makes it even more complicated for the gate crew to load these youngsters in as they begin to take their place. Cowgirls Can Fly, that flying Cowboy 1, 2, 3 filly. On the inside, Freckles Brown. Bulletproof loads into post 2. In goes Electric Best Card. Post 5. Quetzal loads. Texas bred. Also has a workout, a gate workout here on February 7th, as does Cowgirls Can Fly. Quetzal, a little fractious in there. I'm Riled Up heads in. A couple more back. 4 and 8. Apolitical Time. Just Taking Cash. Apolitical Time, that $87,000 yearling heads in. Just Taking Cash on the outside. Stand by for a start, and there they go. And the 1, Cowgirls Can Fly, out very poorly. Good start for Apolitical Time in the yellow. Bulletproof on the inside, Quetzal. Freckles Brown. And just inside of Freckles Brown is I'm Riled Up, but it's the 4, Apolitical Time. Good start and a prompt performance here. Well, just because they brought a lot of money at a yearling sale doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, but what a straight and true start for the 4 here. And then you go to watching how much the rider is encouraging. Just a little tap right-handed right there, and that's about all that this Apolitical Just Colt needed. If you can see a quarter horse flash to a nice, speedy victory like this, speedy being up on the front end, we'll see how the times work out here with this headwind today, and do it with fairly minimal urging. You know you're getting a pretty good effort. And 2 toward the outside look to be 2nd and 3rd. I'm Riled Up, the 6, and Freckles Brown, the 7th, of the 7, and the turquoise silks toward the outside. So that colt by the thoroughbred mare, Riled Up, the 6, I'm Riled Up, ran pretty well here. Looks like they eclipsed the 3 for 2nd and 3rd. So we saw a nice yearling here, $87,000. The winner of this one coming up, as we mentioned, in the next race, A.J. Duchess, $155,000 Heritage Place yearling, will be the first of the Reliance Ranch's Cody Knoll horses to debut here on this training race day. We have a number of runners in this next race that have had morning experience as far as gate works. That should be a pretty good group in race number 5. We also have a very impressive Cowboy Blue Z, $120,000 yearling coming up in the next schooling race for Michael Joyner.
Well, we'll look forward to that as we take a last look at this training race from Remington Park. We're glad you're with us, and we'll be back in a few. Hope you join us then.